Hey guys, this is John Lowe from the 2018 30K Challenge. I'm going to do a trade review on HOG on earnings today. Before we get started, is a disclaimer. Go ahead and read it. All right, we're over two trades. There's a morning trade and a mid-morning trade. What to watch is, for this one, watch the pre-market macro pivot. Daily 100, daily 200, macro pivots, 9 EMA as key indicators, when to and what direction to trade. The main one is going to be the pre-market macro pivot for today. Stay super focused on one stock. I'm still having that issue. Got to stay super focused on one. Trust the technical lines that have proven to work for you. Make the trade with low risk. Manage it with a 9 EMA. And take profit and adjust the stop loss. These are the things that you probably really need to focus on. So before we get started, I guess we can switch over to this screen. HOG was on earnings. I drew out all the lines. Not really necessary to go through all this, all the lines, but actually one thing I do want to do is draw out this red to green line. The red to green line is also very close to where the red to green line and the pre-market low is. Pre-market low here. It goes up through here to the top about 7%. Rejects near the 50. Is that the 50? Rejects here. Yeah, this is the 50 SMA macro pivot, about 7%, then comes back down. But right here is the pre-market macro pivot. So if you look at that, that's where it was, and then looks like it's going up nice and solid. But right before the market opens, it flushes pretty hard like that. So I have that alert there going. So let me turn that off. So prior to that happening, I wanted to take HOG long from 44 and above. Okay, maybe take it long from the pre-market macro pivot long, and maybe add some small size, add more here, and get a good win here. Or I said I wanted to trade it short below the pre-market macro pivot, but we did have some levels here, that 20 EMA and the 9 EMA, so we didn't have as many openings to the downside. However, like I said, right before the market opened, you get this huge big red candle down here, and you get it to come back right before it opened. And let's switch to the 1 minute chart here. And at this point, once this broke through here, I knew that I wanted to get short right through here. I didn't do it very well. I added, I think on this break, I added some here, added a little bit more here. I was hoping for a retest up here and then, add a lot more, but that never really materialized. So against the pre-market macro pivot, once this failed, below $43, 44, definitely should have got short more here. But if you look at the 1 minute chart, you can see that the price action really followed this 1 minute really well. Down a couple points below the red to green line, and HOG had some pretty good earnings. So uh, it's a good reason why after it hit here, made the 2 point drop. People took profit and start heading back up. Um, and I'll tell you what, let's switch over to this chart and I'll show you what happened, on my trade. So I got short 25 shares, added another 25. On the 1 minute, bounced up, started coming back up here. I sold for profit, thought I was going to come back up, retest this and fail, but then it just subsequently just, failed right on down and never came back. On my demo account, I tried to trade this poorly with the VWAP retest and fail again here, but it had too much support, maybe because of the good news. And I couldn't get this to go. I ended up taking a $400 loss, just getting chopped up, just from 41.64 down to 41, 23. Short, stopped out. Short, stopped out. I did not trade this well at all. Got up like 700 shares short, thinking that I was going to get a good flush. And it just didn't work out. So that's the morning trade right here, the nice 2 point move here. Then I knew it was sort of going to consolidate, and let's switch to a 1 minute chart here. This is where I want to sort of focus on this. Let's switch back over here. So that's the morning trade. The midday trade, these are the things that I'm beginning to look at. I'm seeing patterns in. Stock had made the morning move, is now consolidating. You really want to start looking at the 1, the 2, and the 5 minute charts for moving averages to converge. Take time and review the catalysts that's making the stock move. You have 30, 40 minutes for this thing to happen. Um, Showing what price action is doing. Did it go up or down like you thought it would? Analyze it. And then can a catalyst give you a direction for a possible trade if it sets up? Where's the profit window? Where's the open chart that we can trade into? And then, wait for the moving averages to come together and give support or resistance to your trade, okay? And I think this is probably the key point right here. Waiting for your moving averages to come together and give support or resistance to your trade. So we switch back and look at this 1 minute chart here. Hope we can get these moving averages to build in here a little bit. And I'm going to try to make this a little bit easier for you guys to see. So I got jammed up in here, made some bad trades, consolidated, for a good, 1 hour. So right here is where it starts to get interesting. What happens is that, you get a little spike up, it tries to shoot up above the 9 EMA, spikes back down. You should never go for this first break. Never ever. Let the moving averages, work in your favor a little bit more. I'm trying to squish this down to get some more of the moving averages together here. And then hopefully that'll help us see this better. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is that I'm waiting for, this is on the 1 minute chart, for the 50 SMA to come down, and the 100 and 200, so they're all sort of coming together slowly here. Right through here they're coming together. Okay, so it's beginning to want to do something as it consolidates. All these moving averages come together. So right here, then it's following the 90 EMA up, breaks VWAP, and it's good. It might be okay to get, long here with some small shares. 41.71. You stop down here, might be 41.27. It's a 50 cent stop. But if you get 25 shares, 50 shares, that's not that much, of a loss if you get stopped out down here. But as 9 comes up, because ultimately what we're trying to do, we want to try to get into this open chart right here. This open chart where there's no moving averages here, okay? And so as this almost breaks out, finds resistance, now the 9 EMA gives it support, and then boom, we break out. Now if you look at it, there's nothing up here but green sky or blue sky, and look at all the averages, moving averages down below here. All this acts as support, and then boom, it goes up for a nice dollar, okay? So one, you haven't, you can get long here. Oh, and also look down here. You have a huge spike in volume on here, like 134,000 shares, in a second or two as it clears here. So it's giving you an indicator that it's going to go long, and then it consolidates right here on the 1. The 9 EMA is coming up, and you can add more here, and it goes up nicely for 1 point. And the pre-market macro pivot here was at 42.95. Yeah, it could go to 43, but if you look at it, you see this 42.80. 80 cents and 20 cents are pretty big numbers, and I constantly seen price action around this. So yeah, you could definitely put some orders out to take your profit around 80 cents. Comes down, finds support, doesn't quite make it up to 80, comes back down. That's almost like a double top, couldn't make it, so you might as well sell here and get out, especially since the market is crashing, throughout the day here. Yeah, so this is the 1 minute chart. So it clears through here. Let's look at the 2 minute chart for some confirmation. What's going on in the 2 minute chart as this is going up? 2 minute chart, it's finding support. 9's crossing VWAP down here. You can add, small add, and right as it clears through here, you're adding more, and it gets this nice clean price action up through here. Okay, and once this thing cleared here, there's only one line to beat, and the volume moves in, right here, and they probably bought even more right through here as well. Okay, so on the 1 minute chart, it clears the open into the open chart. On the 2 minute chart, the volume comes in after the 9 clears the 50 SMA on the 2 minute chart, and then on the 5 minute chart, let's see what happens here. Nice pushing up the price action up through here, and it only has to beat the 50 SMA right through here, and it does that, and it just moves right up here. So pretty much on all three charts, the 5, the 2, and the 1 minute, pretty much show an open chart through here, except for the 5 minute has this one issue here with the 50 SMA. But the 1 and the 2, you're entering in, you're adding, and your stop is pretty small. So anyway, I hope that hope you see this, hope it makes sense to you. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Well, actually, before we do that, let's do a couple things here. So yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you open up a Tastyworks account, use my my promo, and check out focustrades.com with Taylor Horton. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.